Podcast live post-game show. Happens to be episode 174. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. I am your dashing host, Chris, and with me is my good friend and co-host, Mike, the ambling bastard. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm very glad I'm not Mason Crosby.
Mason, what do they mean? All right, got a good. This is gonna be a fun show today. I gotta say straight up, it's always good after a win, but a divisional win is so much better. We're gonna talk about what's going on. We're gonna talk about Mason Crosby. We're gonna talk about the offense. Matthew Stafford, Johnson. That's a concern there to talk about as well. A little bit of a roundtable, and of course, as we always do, we'll be taking your calls. You ready to go, man?
I am indeed. Let's do this.
All right, a couple of quick announcements. First, check us out and help us out on Patreon. Special thanks to Dylan from
Guam.
That's right. Of course, our very first donor, Mathis. Brian B. from iPrevail.band.com. Big supporter. Love his help. And you can join the crew, get access to the Slack channel and the fun chat. Sorry, guys, I wasn't involved with that today. I had a ton of stuff going on. We're doing pre-show rolls, video especially for our Patreon people. And, you know, we just do other kind of things. Patreon-only drawings are getting ready to start here. Got some fun stuff like that. You can join the crew, patreon.com/DetroitLionsPodcast, patreon.com/DetroitLionsPodcast, or just go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com and click on the Patreon link. As little as $1 a month gets you access to those benefits. But, of course, we appreciate anything that you can decide to part with. Thank you for everyone who takes part in that. Don't forget to give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/TheDetroitLionsPodcast, facebook.com/TheDetroitLionsPodcast, and check us out on the Twitter machine at DETLionsPodcast. DETLionsPodcast is the very best place to see Mike.
With no pants on.
All right, subscribe to us on YouTube. You guys are watching us there right now, youtube.com/DetroitLionsPodcast. Hit the subscribe button, please. Also, little red bell, get the notifications when we go live. We're crawling up the subscriber charts. We need to get a couple more to get some of the benefits out of them, and it winds up being better for everybody. So check us out. Get that subscription in there. Also, rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and now Spotify. We are on Spotify, so if you're a Spotifyer, as I am, you can get the podcast there. Just go to Detroit Lions Podcast on Spotify, and we'll pop right up right there in your little box, like we always do. So give us those ratings. Let people know how much you love the show. We love those 5-star reviews from you. Thank you very much. And that's it, man. Let's get on to this. Let's roll.
This is no time for a quick release. We're going deep.
All right, we're going deep, like we said. The first thing I got to talk about is my favorite part of the game up until when there was 4 seconds left. Anything that was green was out of field goal range for Mason Crosby. It was absolutely awesome, wasn't it, Mike?
Yes. I was struggling with myself at one point because I felt kind of conflicted that on the one hand, it was kind of hilarious to see how we were dominating them at times and how badly he was doing. But it got to the point where you're almost thinking, geez, this guy's watching his career slide away before his very eyes. And you kind of have to feel for the dude at some point. It was kind of nice in a way that they went for the consolation field goal attempt just to give him a little bit of a boost back. But my word, there were some howlers out there tonight, weren't there, from him? Poor dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy, that was crazy. Okay, let's see. I'm hearing some stuff in the chat. Maybe people can't hear me.
Yeah, you are pretty quiet, dude.
All right, we'll see what I can do about that here shortly. Figure something out. All right, let's talk about the game, Mike. What did you see out there? And I'm going to monkey around with the stuff in the background.
Okay, so for me, it was another one of these games where I guess I could kind of sum it up by same old Lions to me is now becoming the same old Lions where you can't quite predict what on earth is going to happen. No, you never do, which is kind of, I guess, part of the joy of being a Lions fan and part of the abject horror of being a Lions fan. It goes both ways. Some takeaways from the notes that I made for the first half of the game. Defense linebackers looked quick tonight. The way they were closing down Green Bay and wrapping up the tackles. Definitely the strongest half for our defense, the first half. Second half, they tailed off. And we saw a couple of 3-and-outs from what I can remember, which was a little bit frustrating because it came right after one of the guys in the Slack chat said, "Can we please stop going 3-and-out?" in a kind of sarcastic because we're absolutely nailing offensive drives at the moment. And I was thinking, dude, you're tempting fate doing that. And then lo and behold, what happens? Defensive crumble. There was no getting away from the fact that Green Bay are still a dangerous team, even with a depleted wide receiver core. They could move the ball so well against us, not least on the ground. Our run defense still really is lackluster, I guess.
It is ass, right?
Indeed, yeah. That was one of our weak spots. However, we did have some pass rush today, which we didn't see against Dallas. That was a definite bonus. What did we have? Was it Aquara, 2 sacks? Was it 2 or 3 he ended up with? Kennard had at least 1. That was nice to see. I do like watching Aaron Rodgers get knocked down.
Oh, God,
that was great. And Aquara, when he came round with that hammer blow from his right arm to strip the ball from Rodgers for the sack fumble recovery, that was fun to see.
Watching Rodgers get beat up out there today was absolutely fabulous. That was the highlight of the game, I think, for me. Just watching him getting destroyed, it was great.
Yeah, but that being said, there were times throughout the game where he had all the time in the world in the pocket to make his reads and make a decision as to what he was going to do, frustratingly so. It was almost like our defense was just running straight into a wall.
Yep.
That being said, the secondary were covering well enough that he was out of options a lot of the time, and he was forced to throw the ball away on a couple of occasions. That was good to see. Sticking with the defense, I've got to say there are some worrying injuries coming off the field, wasn't there? Tease Tabor, Slay apparently got banged up, and Agnew, although he's splits between special teams and defense, he was off the field at one point as well. So I'm hoping that's not going to have too much of an impact, because I was going to say some key players that have lost that. I am going to include Tabor in that on this occasion, whereas last week you would not have heard that from me.
Really?
I saw definite.
You're right. Absolutely would not have heard that.
No, but I saw a definite uptick from him this week, which was good.
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa, you suddenly got loud.
Sorry
That's
about
good. Sorry. I turned my volume up so I could hear you. Cool. So, yeah, that was a few little sort of cliff notes.
All right. I'm back,
penalty.
guys. We got the audio fixed. Sorry about that.
Nice one, dude. Yep, it's all good. Yeah, we drew a few too many penalties again.
Yeah, it was an absolute mess on the penalty side of the ball. It was look, that's what happens with the Packers, right? It goes insane, and we get far too many bullshit penalties. I'll tell you straight up, that OPI, that one, I was enraged. I was absolutely enraged by that one.
Yeah. My notes for that say MJ Jr. flag, OPI, horseshit. Is what I have written down for that one. That was
straight up.
I scribble notes on each play, and that was just all I scored down on that one. 3rd and 8. Horseshit. Yeah, that was. What was that all about? That was such a ticky-tacky little call, and to me, that could have gone either way.
It wasn't even ticky-tacky, and it's one of those things where this is the kind of calls that really make me angry with officiating and tells me how much bullshit there is with officiating in the NFL. The guy called something that absolutely didn't happen. He called a foul that he didn't see. He perceived it happened by the angle he had a view of it on, but he didn't see a foul because there was no foul. Right, it was just like the offensive pass interference that they called on Ebron against the Titans last year. It was the angle I have. He literally did not see a foul, but threw a flag anyway, and that's where the officials continue to fail in the NFL. They're throwing flags for shit that doesn't happen, but that they think happened, and you can't do that. You have to see the motherfucking foul to throw the MFing flag. Period. Sorry, not angry. Angry, not angry.
Yeah. Your audio's gone, by the way, again, dude.
Okay, that's great. That's freaking wonderful. All right, so that's where we're at, and let's keep going. We'll keep at it. I'm hearing the second pass interference was wrong. Tell me about that, because I didn't see that.
The second
the
interference.
OPI on Marvin Jones.
That one, honestly, I can't recall the details of that one. I remember thinking that it was dubious because, again, that could have gone, if I'm remembering it rightly, again, I thought that could have gone either way, and I would have thought they would have offset it and just ignored it. So it seemed every time Marvin Jones was pushing. Maybe that gives it away a little bit. But there seemed it was the sort of contact you would expect from a receiver who's being covered close. You see that on every play in my book. Even on completed passes that get ruled complete, I didn't think there was anything untoward there that would have actually drawn that flag. And that was unfortunate because that was right after his full start penalty as well. He had 2 penalties on the trot, full start followed by the API flag. So that took us from a 1st and 10 to a 2nd and 25. So that was not his best series. And that was another one that saw us finishing off with a couple of short runs up the middle for next to nothing, which was a little bit of a frustrating aspect in this game for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. We're back in here. Mike's back. Oh, God, this is really frustrating. It's my webcam, guys. It's trying to steal away my. All right, let's really quick while we're doing this, let's hit a Kerryon Johnson. That injury, you saw it when he went down. He went down awkwardly. Someone talked about a knee. Boy, it looked like an ankle to me.
Dude, I'm kind of having to lip read right now. So Kerryon Johnson and his injury, I think you're asking about. I saw him having his ankle strapped up quite heavily on the back of the cart at one point. So I'm going with it was his ankle. I didn't see how it happened particularly. Can't really comment on that one. But if he is out, the way they were strapping him up, I don't think he's too badly banged up. But obviously, we have a running game that to me is still being built, and to have one of the key pieces taken out just like that is going to be a major blow if he is limited in practice and questionable or anything. I haven't seen an injury report as to what the state of play is with him.
Oh, now am I back? Well, kind of back.
Oh, you're back, but faint.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is redonkulous. All right, well, guys, look, I apologize. For this. This is the wonkiest I've ever seen my Windows go. You wanna restart the show? We'll do a reboot, and I'll be right back. We'll restart the stream. That's what I got.